Okay, Shannon, you could put us on the record.
Okay.
This is a matter of Buono versus Bono. Ms. Girding for the plaintiff, Mr. Whiting for the defendant, and Mr. Buono is present with Ms. Girding. I understand that you're going to put proofs on the record this morning.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Mr. Buono, would you raise your right hand, please? You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down now, just state your full name for the record.
James Michael Buno.
You know. Go ahead, Ms. Girding.
At the time that the complaint for divorce was filed, had you been a resident of Jackson County for 10 days and a resident of the state of Michigan for 180 consecutive?
Yes.
Were the allegations in the complaint true when filed?
Yes.
Do they still remain true today? Are the allegations that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and remains no likelihood they can be repaired, correct?
Yes, correct.
If Judge LaFlamme did not grant the judgment of divorce upon receiving a judgment of divorce, are there any circumstances where you could live together with Angela as a married couple?
No.
So there's no possibility of reconciliation. To the best of your knowledge, is Angela currently pregnant?
No.
You have one minor child, correct?
Correct.
And that's Jesse Buno. You do understand that any agreements as to parentage, custody, and child support are always reviewable by this court.
Yeah.
And you do understand that any issues regarding property and spousal support are not reviewable. And you do understand that you have a right to trial in this case, and that the judge could have ruled more favorably, less favorably, or similar to our agreement, and you're waiving your right to trial. Are you satisfied with the efforts of your attorney in this matter?
I am.
Do you have any questions for me or Your Honor?
I do not.
Your Honor, any questions for my client?
I have none.
Ben, do you?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, I am satisfied based on the proofs that there has been a breakdown in the marriage to the extent the objects of matrimony have been destroyed. There remains no reasonable likelihood the marriage can be preserved. I will sign a consent judgment of divorce upon presentment. Let's see, you're scheduled for trial on the 24th. Let's turn that into a status conference. Should that be sufficient time to get a judgment in?
I believe Ms. Girding is preparing the judgment and that draft is underway. Ms. Girding would, can the trial date be sufficient as a status conference to get the judgment in?
I believe so.
All right, if you run into a snag, just get a hold of Dawn, tell her you need another week or another 2 weeks, whatever it is. But otherwise, if we get a judgment by then, there's no need to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Ms. Girding. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, keep us on, Shannon.
Yep.
This next one, there's only one attorney. And I think that's a pro-con, according to my notes.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. This is a matter of Howard versus Howard. Both parties appear to be present, as well as Mr. Kelly on behalf of the plaintiff. My understanding is that you're entering proofs today in support of a consent judgment of divorce.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bradford, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Ms. Bradford, would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down now. Just state your name for the record.
Shannon Howard.
Go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
Thank you so much. Mr. Howard, do you recall signing the complaint for divorce
Yes.
at the time of
Oh,
signing?
hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I swore the wrong party. So let's start over again. Mr. Bradford, and I'm sorry, I should have picked up on that if I'd have been looking at the proposed judgment. Mr.
Howard, not Brad.
It says Bradford on the screen, that's why I said that. Mr. Howard, sorry, would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, state your name for the record, please.
Bradford Howard.
Go ahead, Mr. Kelly, sorry about that.
No, and Your Honor, for the record, Brian Kelly on behalf of Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, do you recall signing the complaint for divorce?
Yes.
At the time you signed the complaint, were the statements true and accurate?
Yes.
Are they true and accurate today?
Yes.
At the time you signed the complaint, had you been a resident of the state of Michigan for 180 days?
Yes.
You've been a resident of Jackson County for 10 days.
Yes.
You recall signing or reviewing the proposed judgment?
Yes.
And do you understand the terms of the judgment that you reviewed and for entry?
Yes.
Do you agree with these terms and you're asking the court to enter the judgment?
Yes.
Do you have any minor children remaining that were born or adopted during the marriage?
Yes.
What are their names and ages?
Wiley Howard, 10 years old, and Corinne Howard, 4 years old.
And under the proposed judgment, you understand that the parties will be sharing joint legal, joint physical custody of the children?
Yes.
And that both you and Ms. Howard will continue to work to ensure that the children are taken care of and that you're going to cooperate regarding parenting time, schedules, and events, correct?
Yes.
Do you understand under the proposed judgment that neither party is entitled to spousal support and spousal support is forever barred?
Yes.
Do you understand that entry of the judgment will result in a full and final binding resolution of all issues in this matter?
Yes.
And if the court did not grant this judgment, would you go back living as husband and wife?
No.
Your Honor, I have no other questions for Mr. Howard.
Mr. Howard, you believe all of the terms of the judgment of divorce are fair and equitable and in the best interest of your children?
Yes.
And Ms. Howard, do you concur?
Yes.
I am satisfied based on the proofs that there's been a breakdown in this marriage to the extent the objects of matrimony have been destroyed. And I'm granting this consent judgment of divorce. We'll make sure that copies are returned to your counsel. And that completes our hearing today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. It was good seeing you. I hope you have a good day.
You too.
Are we all set? Sorry.
Yep, we're all set, Bradford.
Thank you. Bye.
And I got